Yeah, share the live. This is a very interesting conversation I'm about to have with someone who is on the opposite side of our topic. So I'm on the side of what's your name? Sorry, before we start,
My name's Emmanuel Dre.
Manu. My name is Andre.
Andre, hey Andre. Thanks for having me on. You're very kind to discuss this in public.
No problem. It's not my intentions to hide anything.
Okay.
And you're very welcome to join me on the live. We can keep it respectful and talk about things in a
Well,
respectful manner and educate people.
okay. So the discussion is about some of your posts. I came to your Instagram page from Facebook because I was banned off Facebook, right?
Why is
Because
that?
I seen some of your posts are a little bit race baiting. You know, this divide between the black and the white that's happening at the moment between the Black Lives Matter and all this coming into Ireland. And I totally disagree with it. So I post some snarky, salty comments, right,
Yeah.
to get to some truths, and I get banned off Facebook. So I came over to your Instagram page, and I put some salty comments on your stuff, and you responded. And some other guy was trying to weigh in, like the white knight cook that he was, and
Yeah,
uh, and we got
I
into
wouldn't, I
conversation.
wouldn't, I wouldn't want you to be calling him names or anything. He's a college
Well, look
student.
now you see, I did make this point on the Instagram feed that I'm from Northside Dublin, and I have a certain style of speaking. I have a certain way of saying things, and if you don't like my culture, then it's a bit hypocritical of all these lessons saying
Listen, when you say, okay, go on.
everybody's included except such and such. You know what I mean? Because of his culture, he's excluded automatically. Well, it's my Northside Dublin culture to use profanity sometimes, and you're just going to have to deal with it. Stop being a snowflake. They're only words. So if I say fuck sometimes, it's just part of the banter, and it's normal in Ireland, and that's our culture.
Okay.
So you have to accept it.
Yeah, I do understand the culture, and I know where you're coming from, but at the same
Are
time,
you?
there's no
Are you?
majority.
Are your roots? Are your roots in West Indies?
Yes, it is.
Yeah, I used to love the I used to work in a butcher's and in Birmingham, and I used to love to have the banter with the West Indian people. You know, they had the similar sense of humour to the Irish,
We're very similar.
right?
Yeah, we're
So what
very
we talk
similar.
about? What points will we bring up and talk about?
We'll talk about first as you said, I was race baiting on Facebook. You said I was trying to cause a
You're
racism.
pushing the narrative that there's the divide between the whites and the blacks in Ireland, right? First of all,
No,
Irish
no,
people, Irish people never see themselves as white. They were just Irish. Irish is an ethnicity. Our
the same
bloodline
as I see.
Our
Exactly.
bloodlines, just let me speak, and I'll give you a
No
chance to
problem.
speak. Our bloodlines go back on this island 10,000 years back to the Paleolithic era. Okay, 80% of our DNA is true blood Irish. It's an ethnicity in itself, separate from Europe. Okay, so to call us white, trying and injecting this globalist language, like coming from America, saying there's a divide between black and white people, it never existed in Ireland before the
Yeah.
2000s when the mass immigration happened. It's only been foisted upon us against our will. We're not racist. We're down to earth, open and accepting people, but we don't put up with bullshit kindly, you know?
Okay, but how can you say that it only started in 2000? I came here in 2000, before 2000, and I was being racially attacked for being black.
Look,
So you can't say that.
in every society, in every country across the world, you're going to get idiots that are say things that seem racist, right? You're just going to have to grow some balls, and they're only words.
Mm.
Sticks and stones break me bones, but names will never hurt me.
Okay, listen. If it was only words, I wouldn't mind. But when it comes down to race, when it comes down to the real stuff, racism, uh, it 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 goes into institutions, it goes into schools, it's in government, it's
It
in
never
trying
existed
to
in
see.
Ireland. It never existed
It
in
did.
Ireland.
It did because there
I don't see
was
it.
racism
I've never seen it in my life.
When the Catholic Church was in power. There was a lot of mixed race generation in Ireland that were attacked and abused for being black. So you can't say racism, what didn't exist. Phil Lynnett's mother explained to me her experiences while
Well, Phil Lynott
having
did fine. Phil Lynott did fine. So did Paul McGrath, and so did Kevin Sharkey.
He did fine to you because he was resilient. He didn't let that become his life.
Well, maybe you should take a leaf out of Phil Lynnott's book and Paul McGrath's book and just get on with life.
Trust me, I don't let things like that affect my life. You understand? I speak on it. I don't let it affect my life. I speak on it for the people who are going through it.
You're a spokesman for the community. Well, let me tell you, your community with this Black Lives Matter thing, it's well out of order. It's well out of order.
Why do you feel that way?
Because they're harping on, right, the Black Lives Matter, first of all, they're a communist institution. They're established by communists. It's a communist Marxist institution and a Marxist agenda in the West, right? It's harping on about things that happened hundreds and hundreds of years ago by people who aren't alive today, whose people are being expected to get on their knees and beg for forgiveness by the black man, whose none of their descendants were ever slave traders or slave owners, you know. And by the way, you're in Ireland. Ireland faced 800 years of colonisation by the British. We were in slavery long before the black man ever went to America. That
still doesn't excuse racism. Doesn't excuse any of it.
We'll get back to the racism in a minute, but we're talking about the points that we made on the Instagram post. Like, you're in the wrong place to accuse the Irish of owing you some kind of apology for fucking history's ill.
No, that's not my point. If I was looking for an apology, it would have been for racism.
Well, what are you looking for then? Blood, is it?
No, you're getting me wrong, man. No, you're getting me wrong, man. I'm looking to end racism. I'm looking to solve a problem in Ireland.
We all want that. We all want an equal, good and fair society where everybody's included and everybody's okay. You'll find in the Irish society that it's a bottom line philosophy in everybody's heart that everybody wants everybody to be okay. And to say anything less about the Irish is an insult. You don't know us. There might be a bit of snarky banter back and forth, reverse psychology, sarcasm and all that kind of shit going on in our speeches and everything, but the bottom line is we're not against anybody. We want everybody to be okay, right? We have a reputation on the world stage as being loving and charitable, warm and welcoming people, and it's a travesty what's happening in Ireland recently with the Black Lives Matter wanting to pull down fucking statues of our history. By the way, this is Irish soil and our history. If you're offended by Irish culture and history, Ireland isn't the place for you. You should look elsewhere.
I personally never knew there was racist statues in Ireland. And if there are, and I stick to my words, if there are statues that represent racism, they should be taken down.
For who? A minority? Since when does the minority get to dictate to the majority? Since when did that happen? This is a democracy and the majority rules.
Majority rules when it comes to majority issues. Minorities goes through a lot of problems in Ireland. Minorities goes through a lot of racism, discrimination, and
I'm part of a minority group. Nobody gives a fuck about me, and I don't complain about it.
What minority are you a part of?
First of all, I'm a part of the disabled minority, right? I have a disability, so I'm considered by the system and by everybody in society as underclass. I'm not even on the working class ladder. I'm underclass, right? So I'm dismissed because of that. Also, I'm a nationalist, right? I care about Irish nationalism and the Irish people and its culture and history. And because of that, I'm hounded and fucking called a racist Nazi scumbag and all these other words, attacked by the left, by Antifa, right? because I'm a nationalist, I'm in a severe minority being attacked on all sides for a number of different reasons. So I'm a part of the minority.
What does it mean to you when you say you're a nationalist?
It means I care about Irish cultural identity. I care about the Irish race as a race. They have the right to exist and remain a majority in their own home country. That's what I believe.
So you don't believe in the world becoming one in the future?
Absolutely not. Globalism and the whole multicultural experiment has failed. It's an experiment and it's failed. All you ever get with multiculturalism is balkanized states, segregated communities that don't intermix and don't interact. Look what's happening all across Europe with the Muslims, with the enclaves that they're building for themselves. Okay, they're not interacting, they're not integrating, right? Now you're gonna try and call me racist by saying I want every black man out of Ireland. Well, I don't. If you're a well-adjusted, a decent-minded, hard-working person who's going to obey the laws and get on quietly in society, you're welcome.
Quietly.
No problem.
Quietly.
Right? Quietly, like everybody else, like every other man in the land who's quietly living his life.
I should keep my mouth shut when I experience racism, basically. That's what you're saying.
But I mean, it's a Christian saying to live quietly in the land. It's a grace by God to just get on with your life in grace and not be a problem for anybody else. So you harping in my face about being racist.
Basically, you're saying what I've experienced, I should be quiet about it. That's what you're saying.
No, I'm not. Right, but there's ways of doing it. You've got mobs of Black Lives Matter going around kicking the shit out of Irish people at the moment. Right? There's a guy in Cork who's being stabbed because of the fucking the hype in the media that the blacks are victimised by the whites, right? They're being fueled, right, and filled with this hate.
Do you know that guy in Cork is actually half Irish, half black? So
it's irrelevant. Look, he's black to us. Look, he's black, right?
Oh my God! Well, that he's not Irish then.
Not in my eyes. He's not ethnically Irish. No.
You just said at the start that you want
that kid Stephen, whatever his name is, that kid Stephen who stabbed the poor innocent kid. He's not Irish. He's not ethnically Irish. He's alien to this country.
Oh, that's racist, bro.
That's not racist. That's not racist.
It is. You can't call people aliens. We are all on this earth. No one on this earth is an alien.
Do you not understand?
How can you call someone who is half of you and who's half of what you say is you as an Irishman an alien? He was born here, grew up here in this culture. So how can you call him?
He might be Irish on paper, but he's not ethnic. Irish is what
which side of
by no means is he a part of Irish culture.
He is Irish as much as you are.
He's subscribed to a foreign culture that's alien. That's an alien culture that's invaded our land. The whole drill rap thing coming from England, right? He identifies as black. It's well known on his Instagram post that he identifies as black. He's against the white man. He hates the white man, and that's why he stabbed the kid. And he's being fueled by the media recently with the Black Lives Matter that the blacks are victimized and the evil white man needs to pay. Right, that's what his mind is being filled with recently. So it's no surprise that he stabbed the white kid.
Nah, I doubt it. He's a kid. Yeah, I highly doubt what you said. That boy does not know anything about politics. I'm telling you that now. He does not know anything.
It's not about politics. It's about the culture he's engaged in. He's being fueled by this hatred for the white man in his drill rap and everything. The culture of violence and drugs.
He actually has more Irish friends than black friends. Stop it.
Actually, the white kids that were with him were Eastern European. It's a common trend among the black gangs in
denial
and everything that the white kids with him are Eastern European.
You're in denial, bro. When you say nationalist, to me, nationalist comes off as racist because you're saying that the Irish race should be pure.
Right, so an Irish man who cared about his nation is racist, right? In 100 years, Africa is still...
You can care about your nation, but you can't deny people from living in Ireland and integrating and becoming Irish. You can't
That's not a problem. To a certain extent, nobody said we're against colour, right? It's not about the colour of your skin. It's about alien, foreign ideologies and cultures coming in that are unwelcome, right? It's not about the colour of your skin.
But in 100 years, about the color of his skin, you just said that he is not fully Irish.
He's not Irish. He's part black. He's not Irish.
He is
It's,
Irish.
he's not
He
Irish.
didn't grow up in. He didn't grow up in black culture. Black culture is not that.
He's completely indentured in black culture. He's the drill rap and everything. He identifies with all the Negro kids, right? That's who he hangs around with. And the drill music that he's into, it's all black culture, right?
He grew up with an Irish mother.
So
you're denying his mother being Irish then, because he.
I asked the question. Do you know what I asked the question? Where's his father? And somebody thought they won the argument by saying, "Oh, his father isn't on the scene." Ha ha! It's all his mother's fault.
Yeah, he was probably being imported by an Irish national.
A black man.
He was probably
a black man doesn't know his father. That's fucking. There's a surprise.
There's a surprise. Wow. Well, let me add to that. The system in Ireland actually separates families. So let's go into that one.
No, it doesn't. The asylum seekers coming in, the bogus asylum seekers coming in have the right to repatriation with the family. That every asylum seeker comes in has the right to import all their families. So talking about dividing families is bullshit, right? So if an asylum seeker comes in,
my volume just went off.
All right. If an asylum seeker comes in and is granted a stay in Ireland, they get to import 7 to 10 fucking family members from the third world. So don't tell me that families are being destroyed in Ireland.
Can you still hear me?
I can, yes.
When you say he is not fully Irish, first of all, that is racist.
Well, I don't care what you think. You can call me racist all you like. I believe he's not Irish because he's not ethnically Irish, right? He's something that should not be.
He's something that you see the words that you're using.
Yeah.
He's something that he should not be.
He's
so you're basically denying his existence because of one side of him is black.
He's proven to be a negative presence. So we all this to happen, and the culture he's engaged in, it's an alien thing in Ireland, and it's destroying Irish culture. Right? In 100 years, Africa is still going to be African with African culture, and so is China. Be full of Chinese people, and Japan will be full of Japanese people. But the Caucasian man's homelands in Europe are going to be decimated by foreign invaders. That he's not going to have a homeland. He's going to be a minority on his own streets. A persecuted minority, by the way. Not just a minority, a persecuted minority. That's what our grandchildren have to face in the future. Look at South Africa. Look what happened when they stopped apartheid in South Africa. Fucking free reign on the white man. Slaughter, let the slaughter begin. You know what I mean? That's what we have to face in the future. We're not stupid. So forgive me if I've got a bee in my bonnet and I'm a little bit snarky about it, you know, but I have a passion for all my nephews and my nieces and all the people I care about. I care about their future and what they're going to face and what their children are going to face. And in a multicultural globalist society, right, where nobody's integrated, everybody's against each other with this black and white bullshit, they don't stand a chance. So I suggest to the black people... You
deny the experience of every black person in this country. You denied racism. You denied that they're not a part of Irish culture. You said they are not Irish. I feel Irish. I grew up here. This is my country.
That's a new thing. I can't identify with that because that's a completely new thing. It might be your thing. I'm not going to take away from your experience, right? I don't know anything about it, right? But I can tell you, the Irish that I know, we're not racist, but we don't fucking suffer fools gladly. We're not fucking idiots.
No one ever said you're an idiot. Well, I didn't say you're an idiot.
Well, the posts on IG tonight trying to fucking, the typical lefty tactic to try and mock me and fucking silence me off the page just because I hold an opinion on my own race.
Oh, an opinion is different from offending people.
Look, it's the typical anti-white. It's the typical anti-white attack that if a white man stands up for his own race, he's a fucking white supremacist all of a sudden, and he loves Hitler and he hates black people.
No, there's a difference between standing up and offending people.
Well, I
I
like to
understand.
offend people. The lefties on the internet are fucking arseholes, and I love offending them. It's my hobby. I love opening
Well,
my mouth and offending
you're not the
them.
right person to be speaking for anyone.
I never claimed to be a spokesman for anyone. You're the one who put me on the spot.
You asked to be on the spot.
I said, come on a live stream and talk, right? I'm not speaking for anyone else. I'm only speaking from my own fucking experience and what I know of the community I'm involved in. There's plenty. 70% of the Irish people are all lefty cooks. They voted abortion and gay marriage and everything. They're destroying society. They're all brainwashed by Marxism.
Destroying society.
Yes,
You feel that
destroying
way,
society. Society
but
as
that's
we
not
knew it. Society, the
right.
society that we knew as Ireland, right, is being destroyed. It's because of this fucking anti-racist black-white bullshit divide.
What's wrong with anti-racism?
I'm not against anti-racism, but the left are using it in a fluffy way, right? They're fucking anarchists. They're total fascists. They're shutting down free speech and everything, right? And they're doxing people online and harassing them in their homes, beating them up. What about the videos of the white kids getting fucking battered by the blacks because of the BLM shit this week?
What about the 15-year-old black boy that was stabbed to death in Manchester by a 35-year-old man that was acquitted of murder?
I don't know anything about that. I didn't hear it.
Exactly. So you're coming from one side of things. You're coming from your own side of things.
There's two extremes meeting here. I know I'm on the extreme side. People won't talk the way I'm talking, right? Two extremes coming together to have a conversation, right? So we'll fucking learn something from each other. Look, I've nothing against you. If you're here to get on in life and fucking live your life quietly, get a job, pay your taxes, and be nice to people, no problem. You're welcome, you know. But
it's not that simple. Sorry, it's not that simple. Integration was made hard by people like you because you believe we should be a certain way as soon as we enter the country. We should be bowing down to you.
Now, do you see what you're saying there? We've got foreign invaders coming in from the third world. The minute they get here, they start saying Ireland is racist. You're racist. You're this, you're that.
Invaders. That's another racist term. Foreign invaders. How are
that's
people?
That's how I see. That's how I see.
Do you know what the word invasion means?
Do you understand the word genocide?
Who's committing genocide in Ireland?
There's a genocide happening in Europe. The early signs of genocide where the indigenous people of Europe and Ireland are going to be replaced. We're seeing the early signs of it. Okay, the numbers tell us, right, that the birth. Let me finish. The numbers tell us that the birth rates for the white man in Europe is below replacement rate, right? So the globalist government's solution for this, for the falling birth rates, is to import the third world to replace us. In the UN document, it's called replacement migration. What part of that don't you understand? We're being genocided. And we have people like you coming in. The people like you coming in, the minute you get here...
So you're defending Europe, right? You're basically defending Europe and Europeans. Have you seen what the Europeans have done to people of color or people of...
have you seen what black people are doing to black people today? The slave trade is alive and well in Africa.
That's irrelevant to what we're speaking
about. It's not irrelevant. It's not irrelevant.
We're speaking about Ireland, racism in Ireland.
You want to turn your head back hundreds and hundreds of years to say, oh, they did this and they did that. How about you get some grace? Look to God and get some grace and forgive and just get on with your life and work for a future for everybody.
I believe in God, but I also believe in reality. You understand what's happening on the ground right here, right now. Direct provision was just addressed. You understand?
Direct provision in Ireland is a farce. 90% of the people coming in are bogus liars. They don't belong here. They shouldn't be here.
And who are you to say that?
I'm an Irish man on Irish soil, defending the nation.
Are you an expert on immigration?
I understand the Dublin Convention that says that a refugee has to flee to the neighbouring country where the first safest country they reach will be given refuge, right? So, All these third world Africans and Middle Easterns coming in from Pakistan, from the Middle East, from Africa, jumping 6 or 7 different countries to get to Ireland, right?
And what's your problem?
There's laws to be obeyed, you know.
There's laws to be obeyed.
My
So
problem,
they
my
shouldn't
problem,
flee
my
to a
problem
country.
is,
They
my
shouldn't flee
problem
to
is,
a country where they feel safe, where they feel like they can have more opportunities. They should stay wherever they can.
I think the black people should stay in Africa and build Africa into the utopia that it could be. If they work together to build Africa for themselves and have their homeland for themselves, it will be a beautiful thing to see. But like I said,
I don't disagree. I don't disagree with that. But when people have to run away because of their safety and the safety of their families,
who are they running? Who are they running from?
I don't
Other
judge
black
them
people.
on where they should be going. I don't judge
Violent black people are running from violent black people, and now they're on the streets of Europe.
Hold on, let me reply to some people here. Alexa, I don't know how to add other people into the convo. I don't think you can add like 3 ways.
No, Dre, look, you're gonna get 3 or 4 different people ganging up on me and trying to dismiss me and fucking. This conversation is between me and you.
People,
right?
You've seen people gang up on me. You've seen more than 3 or 4 people gang up on me. So I'm not taking it personally.
Do you think it's fair?
No.
This conversation is between me and you, and we're allowing people to witness it. But if you're going to have 3 or 4 people calling me a white cunt and all this shit, it's no point in continuing the conversation. Keep it between me and you, and let them put their snarky, dark-minded, poisonous fucking comment.
You have your opinions, they have theirs. It's up to them to choose how they react to what you're saying, because some of the things you're saying is shocking and disgusting, to be honest. You know, you call black people aliens. You say we don't belong here. You say
in my opinion, and as an Irish man who's watching this country being destroyed, there are hostile invaders coming in.
Hold on, let's ask someone. Does anybody think Ireland is being destroyed? And do you agree with him when he says Ireland is being destroyed by invaders and aliens?
It's really convenient that you're asking on Instagram that most of your followers are fucking totally in support of you and totally against me, right? It's a biased conversation, and there's no point going.
They don't know you. You just came on and made your statements. I'm not gonna bring anyone up here for my followers to attack. They know who you are. They know who I am. They don't know who you are. You made your statements, and they decide how they react to it. The same way you are reacting to my post, the same way you are reacting to black people and non-Irish coming to Ireland in search of a better life and safety from where they were before. Just like the Irish did when they immigrated to other countries, when they migrated to other countries. America, Caribbean, Australia, some parts of Africa.
From my understanding, we went to the Caribbean as slaves, right?
Not all. Not all Irish people went to the Caribbean. There's currently, I don't know the full number. There's hundreds of thousands of Irish people in Jamaica.
And in Montserrat, is it?
Of course, yeah. That's
right, so they were brought there. People say, oh, they were indentured servants. They weren't slaves, to try and lighten the blow, right? But the Irish were put on ships against their will and sent all around the world to fucking work like donkeys, right? So the Irish in Montserrat and everything, they were there.
The Irish should be the ones to understand where I'm coming from.
Do you think back when I was in Birmingham, right? I used to work as a butcher's, and we used to have the great banter with the West Indians, right? All the Jamaican women and everything, all the old grannies. We used to have great crack with them. And there was a certain unspoken solidarity that no blacks, no Irish, and no dogs was understood. And there was no shit between us, like.
Exactly. But you're making shit between us by saying that Irish don't belong, black people don't belong in Ireland, or foreigners don't belong in Ireland.
Now, I didn't say all foreigners, did I? Now, what I'm saying is the numbers of people coming in were being invaded by a force that's going to replace us. That my ethnicity, my race, is in serious trouble in its own homeland because of immigration, right? So I've no problem with black people on the streets of Dublin or Asian people or whatever, if you're here in certain numbers, manageable numbers, where the Irish are going to be guaranteed to remain the majority and the dominant culture in Ireland, that's cool, right? But it's the numbers coming in. The government has 2040 plan to import another 1 million people to replace us in the next 20 years. It's not fair. It's not right. We don't deserve it. We deserve our own homeland.
How does that affect you?
How does it affect me?
How does that affect you and your progress?
I know what's coming. From what I know from multicultural society all around the world, it's a failed experiment, and there's violence and bloodshed between all the different factions, right? It's never going to work, right? And what's wrong with a man wanting a homogenous ethno state for his nation, for his own people to have their own homeland? What's wrong with that? You're the one giving out.
The motto I grew up on in Jamaica is out of many one people. You understand? We all live together. We all get along. Our country is mixed. Jamaica, the country I was born in, I shouldn't even say our country, because the word is mine. The country that I was born in is mixed. There's no one race in Jamaica, and everybody lives just fine.
Isn't it convenient that the black people who outnumber the white man by fucking probably 10 to 1, like we're 10% of the world's population. I think we're hovering around 10 to 12 or 13%. We're the minority on the country, on the planet. And it's convenient that the black man is saying, oh, sure, we should all interbreed and have brown babies. It's the end of the white race.
It's convenient. It's not the end of no race. It's the world, bro. It's the world. You cannot stop it. It's not going to stop. No matter what you try, it's not going to stop. The world is becoming one. We are. If that wasn't
you can spin it with all your fluffy language and your fucking rosy glasses, but the bottom line is it's genocide. It's a genocide of a race, and it's not fair.
How is it genocide of a race?
What part of replacement migration do you not understand?
If two people meet each other, fall in love, and have children, how is that genocide?
First, Emmanuel Macron addressed the French people, and he said if they don't interbreed, they're going to use more coercive means to make them interbreed, whether they like it or not. That was the president, the prime minister of fucking France, a few years ago, addressing the white people in France, saying if you don't have brown babies, there's a problem, and they're going to intervene and make it happen. There's a replacement.
I would love to see how they pull that one off, because that to me is impossible for you to force people to breed like that in this day and age.
They said they will use. Do you not understand the power of the government? They said they will use more coercive measures to make sure it happens. They said it's imperative. They believe that
what does that have to do with Ireland? We're talking
Ireland
about
is the part. We're experiencing what's happening in Europe. We're a little bit behind, but the numbers are growing. And we're facing 1 million more people coming in to destroy our culture. This week we have fucking people pulling down our statues. This is our country and our history and our cultural identity. It's a travesty to think that a person coming from the other side of the world can step in, start barking in Irish people's faces about racist they are, and fucking start changing the culture and history. They're a minority, and they should remain the minority. And if they don't like the country, there's plenty of other countries that'll have them. That's what I'd say. Leave the Irish alone. No.
That's a bit much, man. That's racist. That's a racist language. You
may think it's racist. That's my stance. That's my stance, and I'll stand by what I say. You can call me racist all day long. I've been online talking about this, right?
What does that mean to you?
For years. I've been up against the leftists for years online. I've been called every name under the sun. Racist. The word racist means nothing to me. Do you know what racism means to me?
Of course it doesn't.
It's not at this point. Not at this point. Do you know why? Because I'm numb. Because the amount of attacks I've faced online at the hands of the left, at the people who want to see Ireland destroyed.
Attacks online made you racist. What about attacks in real life?
I didn't say I'm racist. I said the word racist means nothing to me. That's what I said. Stop twisting my words.
You're coming. I'm telling you what you're saying is racist.
Let me tell you what I understand is
racist. The language you've used is a racist language to speak on people.
You may disagree with my opinion.
Degrade them and say
You
that
may
they're not welcomed and they're aliens and they shouldn't be here and
there
they're
are certain
genocide.
cultures. There are certain cultures and people at work in Ireland who are an unwelcome presence to many people in Ireland. I'll say that. I'm not saying all, right? You're going to try and say I'm racist against all people of colour.
Speak for you. If you're saying a lot of people, you need to name who those people are, the groups of people that think that way. Speak for yourself. Because
I
I
am
know
speaking
people who
for
are very
myself and I'm
welcome.
speaking for people I know.
How many people is that? How many people do you know?
It'd be a number, a good number of them. A
A
good
good
number of them.
number. Well, that's not enough numbers to make any change. That's your friends. That's
Oh yeah,
people you're around.
so you can gloat in my face. Oh, it's inevitable, white man. You're all dead, and there's nothing you can do about it. Fine, but
No,
don't.
I've never said that. That's an evil thing to think about. I don't think anything evil of any other race. I can't do that. I'm not that kind of
Yeah,
person.
that's what you're posting on Facebook and Instagram is complete race baiting, conquered by divide. You're
No,
race
I'm
baiting
spreading
everybody.
awareness. I'm spreading
It's a waste
awareness.
of
It's
time.
not about
What,
racism. It's not about me being.
the
I'm
whole
not
point
being
of
no
this,
racist to anybody. I'm spreading awareness. You understand? There's a difference.
yeah,
The
anti-white
topics
rhetoric.
are the topics I post might seem like it's race baiting, but it's to gather the eyes to see what I'm trying to say. You understand? I am not race baiting anyone. I'm not being racist to anybody, and I don't hate anybody. You come off as a person who is full of hate. That's all I'm saying.
I'm not hateful. I'm passionate about my own people. Do you know my understanding of the word racist, right, is a pianist loves his piano and a bicyclist loves his bike. I'm a racist because I love my race, right? I'm concerned
And you
about my
hate
race.
others, and you
I'm
don't
not
like
against
others.
anybody else.
But
I'm not.
you
I
just
am
said
against. I
people
am
are
against.
invading Ireland and they are aliens to Ireland. They're not
There is
welcome.
an agenda. There is a deliberate
Racist
agenda to
things.
replace the white man in his homelands, and it's a hostile force with alien cultures, negative presence on the streets of Europe, doing damage left, right, and centre. That's the truth. I'm not against all
Europeans do
people.
damage left, right, and center too.
What?
Europeans do damage left, right, and center also.
To who?
Oh my God.
It's my understanding that the colonizers in the past spread civilization and technology and healthcare and education around the world. They established a new way of life by the scientific method. They established civilization in the third world, right? So the idea of these brutal conquerors and everything.
They established civilization. No, they destroyed civilization in the
Oh, did
third
they?
world,
Right.
in another world, in another
In
country.
Africa for millions of years, the Negro was sitting in mud huts, right, until the white man came along and built civilization in
Don't
Africa.
call people, don't say Negro, bro. That's racist, bro.
It's not racist. What am I? I'm Caucasian, and you're Negro. It's a word in the dictionary. It's not a slur. It's a
Yeah, that word is, to
it's a
me, that
descriptor.
word, I don't know about anybody else, but to me, that word's offensive.
Well, what would you have me call you?
Black man or African in Africa,
Right, okay, the African
Jamaican
then.
in Jamaica,
See, there's too
you
many
know?
snowflakes in the world. They can't even handle words. Negro is a word
It's
in
not
the
about
dictionary,
words.
and
You
it
can't go
describes black
around, you
people from
can't go
Africa.
around saying what you want and expecting people to just take it, man. Doesn't make sense. You can't call people, there's a, Irish people are offended by certain names that people call them. You are too.
No, I'm not. I've been called Paddy many times in my life. There's a guy in England who was fucking arrested by the police because he called an Irishman a leprechaun. I bet the Irishman wasn't even offended.
Well, at least they arrest people for being racist. You know, they don't do that here. That's my point.
So it's people like you that are going to bring in hate speech laws, and you want people
Yes,
like
because
me.
you
You
can't
want
go
people
around
like
abusing
me.
people.
You
Sorry?
want you want people like me to be arrested and put in jail and silenced because of words.
If you call someone a nigger, you should go to jail, bro. You can't
Did
be
I call you
pushing
a
that.
nigger?
No, well, you
I have a
said
book
a
here.
negro.
You see this? See this? What does that say?
That's your book.
The Uncivil War, blacks versus niggers, right? Look who wrote it, right? So it's okay for him to use the word nigger.
Okay, you know what I'm gonna do?
All over someone's skin, you're not allowed to use the word.
You know what I'm gonna do? I'll let you pause for like a few minutes. I'll let someone else on. Who wants to come on the live and talk some? I'll bring you back on. Don't worry. Just give it a few minutes. Let somebody else have a say. Who wants to get on the live?
Don't say that word, fuck's sake. It's on the book. I didn't write the word. It's on the book. I'm reading the book that I bought in a shop. It's written by a black man. It says blacks versus niggers, the uncivil war, right? Deal with it. It's called reality. Doesn't mean I'm racist and hate everybody.
Who wants to come on? Okay, 1 second. Okay, can you hang up for like a few minutes while someone else joins the live, please?
All right.
Anyone else, if you want to get on the live, just hit the request button and we can talk. Hello. Good day. Hello. Hello. Are you there? I can't hear you. Hello. Hello. Okay, we'll let someone else. Just hit the request. There's a button just below the live. You can tap request and it will let you request to go live. Okay, she's not going live. So anyone else? Let me see if there's another request. Okay, Alexa, you're on. Waiting for Alexa. Alexa. Hit that request button if you want to join.
Oh, hi, you're right.
Hi, how are you?
I'm okay. That was
intense. So
my hands are shaking.
What do you think? What do you think about like all that he said so far on the live? Never mind Facebook, because that's it. We'll go to that. But he was just
that's different. You've got patience. I'll give you that. Hang on, sorry. I would have cut him off before that. As soon as he started, like, what's the word? It's like dehumanization.
Mm-hmm.
You're trying to make out the like. Oh, I can't even look. My hands are shaking.
It's okay. Relax. It'll be fine. It'll be fine.
Yeah, no, it's just like people say all these things on the internet, but if it was in real life, you wouldn't do that.
I know you wouldn't
get away with it. I wasn't expecting that. I thought it was going to, like, I don't know.
I know.
A bit of a different debate. I've never heard someone say, I'm a racist because
I know,
this.
right?
He actually admitted that he was a racist.
And that's really what happens, you know, sometimes here, and it's horrible because the reason why I even kept him on the live is just to show people like the opinions of some people and how they think when it comes to Ireland and Irish society, because most people just think like it's all peaceful and stuff. There are good people out there, great people, but there are also people who think this way and they get away with it a lot, you know. So I've had to like
It's
conjure
the
up
same
my
with
patience
Scotland.
just to let, you know, people speak and speak their mind, because sometimes you gotta let it out, you know, and and really see what views people have instead of just cutting them off. We let them just go, you know, and
Yeah, well, hopefully he listened to you a bit. I don't know if he did or
I
not.
don't think so, but
well, if that's all you can do. Like, you got more patience than me. I couldn't do that. I would have just hung up. I can't do it. I get too angry.
yeah.
But yeah, I live in England. My parents are Scottish, so like I do understand discrimination. I changed my accent to fit in and stuff when I was in school. This isn't my natural accent, so that's why, like, from a young age, I understood what prejudice was.
Yeah.
So I can't really get how people can be so proud of being white unless it's something like proud to be Irish. Well, actually, then again, in England, if you're proud to be Irish, you're sound. I've never met a racist, proud Irish person in England ever. This is a first for me. I'm shook. But like in Scotland, it's if you get a proud Scot, they can be racist as well though. Proud English, no. They're the worst. Because obviously we get EDL and all that over here. So yeah, it fucking sucks.
It does. I'm used to it because I grew up around stuff like that, you know. So I've seen many people who think like that, and I've had to deal with them, and I kind of know how to be around them. You know, I let them speak their opinions, and then you know, hopefully I can get through to them. But you know, with the help of Instagram and people like you who have your own opinions, you know, it's good because we're educating each other, and that's the main thing. That's the important thing is spreading awareness and, you know, trying to open.
Exactly, that's what you were doing. You were saying that you were, what was it, race baiting?
Yeah.
Spreading awareness isn't race baiting. It's just educating people. He's only saying that because he's offended. That's what it is.
Yeah.
It's like he'd only have that reaction if what it was saying, you've done it. You know what I mean? Look, because if I read stuff about like a tragedy or something like that, I don't get offended because I know that I'm not racist.
Yeah.
Because like I said earlier, they're more offended by being called racist than racism. You know, like you could tell him all these horrific things, like explain to him about the Haitian Revolution. He's not going to get it.
No, he won't.
You know, that's what should be taught in school.
They won't, and they don't teach those things in schools here, and they kind of remove a lot of history when it comes to, you know, Irish and slavery and stuff like that. So I feel like that did how people viewed the rest of the world. Well, how some people viewed the rest of the world. It's only some that traveled and has educated themselves more on what's going on. That's who really knows what's up, you know. Some stay in Ireland and think they know everything. Yeah.
Well, you did well though. You did better than me. I was just calling him a cunt. He is though. He's a racist cunt. I don't give a fuck. Like he is.
Yeah, he is.
Are you gonna get him back on then?
Yeah. Thank you for joining.
It's all right. I'll speak to you soon. Yeah.
Bye. Peace. Lil Blondie, you're next. You're up next.
Yo.
Go on.
How are you doing?
Good.
Listen, I was just listening there. Look, I'm glad you kept him on and everything like that, but lad, my man was delusional. You know, no racism, nationalist. Listen, if you're saying you're a nationalist, sorry, I'm just trying to fix that, and saying the things that you're saying, then you're racist. Because he even said himself, and I'm not going to keep on piking on about this guy because I'm going to talk about me, but he even said himself, if the mother is Irish but the son is mixed, then he's not really Irish.
Yeah.
So okay. So my mom and dad had to go to the UK when she got pregnant, because back then it was, you know, take your baby. They weren't married. And my dad was a coffin maker in Dorset Street. And when he went, it was no dogs, no blacks, no Irish, you know?
Yeah.
And obviously I know...
Sorry, one second. Sorry. I just want everyone watching now to share the live, hit that share button so we can get some more viewers in and some more people with opinions and stuff.
Yeah, let me just send it
share.
myself. Let me send it, yeah.
But I'll do the same.
Okay, hang on. Let me send it now. All right, there's a good few people there. And yeah, so like when my dad moved there, they were a minority. You click the little triangle button that's there beside the comment button. If you just send that and then send it to your people, Alex, and then you can share the thing. So yeah, so when my mom and dad moved there, my dad was a coffin maker. Like, he was skilled. He was a carpenter. No blacks, no dogs, no Irish, and he became a barman. Now, don't worry. Like, he obviously, like, you know, had experience as a barman, but that became him being an alcoholic. Like, most of the men that went there, they were laborers, they were contractors, and it's a lonely life. And there's racism there, and there's racism here. And that man hasn't experienced racism, as he said. Well, I've never experienced racism because you're white and you're Irish, and you are one of them, and you are one of them.
That's the point I've always tried to put across.
Like, and me, I haven't experienced racism, but my family have. They're not my blood family, but these are West Indians and West Africans that raised me when my mother died. And, you know, like, there's no racist bone in my body. Sorry, my dog is licking me. There's no racist bone in my body. When my mom told me when I was 7 that I wasn't black, I was like, I was depressed for years, you know, because I didn't see a difference in race. But I understand white privilege. Don't get me wrong, I'm white, but I'm not privileged, because privilege is, when I look up in the dictionary, is not something that I have. Like, I grew up in a block of flats. I grew up in a rough part of Camden Town. Luna, stop. And I grew up poor, so privilege for me is not something that's in my life or in my vocabulary, but I understand it. And I understand that I'm white, and I will never experience racism like a person of color will. I'll experience prejudice and discrimination. Like, I mean, you know, I'm gay. I was born in the UK. I have a baby. You know, my parents were Irish. And when I moved here, I was spat on. I was bullied. I was called an English cunt, a plastic paddy. Go back to your own country. And so for me, if you're telling me now that that's not, that that's just the Irish banter, like a man fucking psycho Kitty said, he is a psycho. And he's going to end up alone with cats if he has that mentality, because Irish people don't have a mentality like he has.
No, I don't believe that.
And, you know, the question of, even I was on Judy Love's live, right? You know Judy Love, the comedian, right? So I was on her live the other day, and look, black culture, all of that is in me. It's in my blood. When I was in my mother's womb, I heard Sierra Leonean, Creole, I heard Jamaican, I heard Patois. So when I go, yo, Wagwan Brethren and Maya G and me and Ruby Tuesday, we cook up the soul food, panda ting and the jollof rice. There was people that said she doesn't have a right to speak that way because she's appropriating and being a part of the culture. But it's a part.
But they don't know.
But but this is what I'm saying to you though, bro, is there are some people who want to jump on a trend and jump on a hype and say, you know, like, oh, Black Lives Matter, but yeah, they won't post it in the window. Let me just show you my front window for a second and just show you how, this is how I'm rolling. Wait now. Let me come outside my yard. Come inside my yard. That's my window.
That's it.
That's my window.
Yeah.
You know, and that's my poems that I wrote.
Exactly.
And that's what your window should look like. Luna, in. Come on, good girl.
What do you believe in? You know what you believe in. And that's a good thing, you know?
Well, I just wish more people, not saying more people were like me, because listen, there's a lot of shit that I don't like about myself and like most people, but in my house, there's always been pictures of family, of, you know,
Yeah.
like, don't get me wrong, I have this there, even though, you know, but like, you can't say that, you know, it's okay for some black people to come in if they're walking or if they're going to be quiet. It's okay for some ethnic people to come in, but not people of all race. Listen, all over the world, and you look at Sweden. Sweden is a great example. There's a great mixture of black, of white, of Muslim, of Christian. Like, and when I moved here in 1996, when my mother died and I was only 12, I was, where's all the black people? Like, what the fuck is going on here? This is weird. And my auntie said, oh, there's not many. But the ones that were here were Irish. Okay.
Yeah.
Whether your mother's Irish, your father's fucking from Africa or West Indies, your child is Irish. You're Irish. Like, there was women here back in the day. Phil and his mother. There was another one. I can't think of her name, and I'll try and text it to you. But her father was I think she met him in Jamaica or whatever, and she was born here. And she suffered. I think her name was Shaz Oye. She was half Nigerian. She was a singer. I think she's still here. I'm not sure. And they wanted to take her away. They wanted to take her away. And, you know, what would they have done with that child? Would they have... Sorry.
He wants to get it on the live.
Look, because he's half black and white as well, you know.
They represent.
But look, I'm not going to take up too much of your time because I know there's a lot of people that want to talk. But I want you to keep, and I know you're not going to stop anyway, but keep spreading the awareness, because I found you through a friend, you know, and I know Richie was just on here and talking from Irish and Jamaican, and I just think there needs to be more conversation about it, because what that man said was, it's just banter. Listen, it's not banter if someone's saying, let me touch your hair. It's not banter if someone's saying, yo, wagwan my Negro and shit like that. When you're white, you can't say that.
Yeah.
Whether you're a part of the culture, like I was born into the culture, but you're not saying, what's up my, you know what I'm saying? I'm not going to say the word. But the conversation needs to be had. It's like Erica Cody, the Irish singer. She has a song. And I say Irish singer, even though she's mixed race. She is Irish.
She is Irish.
She's white, black, half Chinese or Muslim. What a person. Even if they're not born in the country, let me tell you that now. I wasn't born here. I was born in the UK. So by right, I should have a UK passport, and I'm British. But I see myself Irish because I feel like I'm Irish. You know? I don't know.
Exactly.
Look,
it's how you feel. It's really how you feel. Your identity is up to you, not up to them. You know.
And another thing that guy said as well is about what was it? You're trying to think what he said. He said so many fucking things that
so many things.
I was like, wow, lock off the thing, lock him off. But you know, you're right in keeping him on, because the more he went on. Bullshit. Yeah. What is bullshit? Why is he saying it's bullshit? What is bullshit? So I was born in the UK, Psycho Kitty. Am I English or Irish? And my parents are Irish. Answer that for me. Nothing that I've said is bullshit. Everything that I've said is 100% true. Everything that I've said is 100% true. And racism is rife here. And you can't say that it's sarcasm.
Sorry. There's like 10 seconds remaining. It says, I don't know if it's going to cut off. And we are back. We are back. Let's see if we can get some of our viewers back on. Hello, everyone. Are you guys back? All right. Let's join Psycho Kitty again. And anyone else who wants to join the live and speak, just comment, let me know, and you'll be next. All right. Are you there?
I'm there.
All right, so you've heard different opinions about yourself and your views, and I've let them speak. I've let you speak, and I think it's your turn to defend yourself.
Well, the first girl calling me a racist cunt and all, it's typical. I've been on radio shows and everything where the host will bring in an English voice with an English accent, barking at the Irish people about how Ireland should be and what's wrong with Ireland. It's typical of the English to do that, They're completely broken people. I don't know what to say about the English. And then you had a fucking
Well,
colour.
I know you have nothing nice to say about the English, so I don't expect that. But she's a person,
Well, she has her opinion. I'm answering her opinion. She called me a racist cunt, and she's just, a typical broken English on their knees to apologise for everything they did and trying to make every white person do the same. It's not going to buy. I'm not buying it, And she said, I admitted to be racist. I never admitted to be racist. I said in the context of a cyclist loving his bike and a pianist loving his piano, a racist loves his race. So in that context, I love my race. You can call me a
Sorry,
racist.
she said she's Scottish, actually.
Whatever I was, it doesn't matter. But I think there are broken people. In England, there are broken people. That's
So
what they are.
you think all of England are broken?
I think many of them are. The vast majority of them are lefty. Marxist, brainwashed with the Marxism. Look at the lesbian girl that you had there. She. I don't know what to say about that. A typical fucking pink-haired lefty, feminist lesbian who's all bro. Oh, me thing. It doesn't make sense to me. She has no cultural identity. I don't think she was born in England and she identifies as Irish.
She's very much cultured. I'm gonna say that she's cultured. You're not cultured. You have one culture that you.
I have white culture. What about me dreadlocks? Am I culturally appropriating there?
I didn't say. I never said that.
Well, she said she was talking about cultural culture. She was talking about cultural appropriation. Well, I like Jamaican culture. I wear dreadlocks. Does that make me the bad guy? All
Jamaican culture embodies, upliftment of black people. It
good for them. Jamaican people should get on in Jamaica.
It embodies Jamaican culture, uplift the embodiment. Embodies the upliftment of Irish people. Jamaican people are proud to be around Irish people. In England, it was a Jamaican Irish community. It wasn't a segregated community between the Irish and Jamaicans.
I know that. I told you you had an unspoken affinity for each other in the Jamaican community, and the Irish had a wink and a nudge about the banter, right? The so-called outlawed banter that we had between each other. We knew we had an unspoken respect for each other because of the Irish, the dogs, right? So that girl getting on saying I'm this and I'm that, it's totally unfair. Saying I admitted to be racist, that's a complete fabrication. I never admitted to be racist. I did say that there are certain cultures coming into Ireland, right? Certain ideologies and cultures that I really am against. I hate them, right?
The words you're using are racist.
I don't care. You can call me racist all day long. It means nothing to me.
You can't call people aliens because they are in Ireland.
You can call them what?
You can't call people you can't call people aliens because they're in your country. They're in your country.
They're from foreign cultures and foreign lands. They're alien to Ireland.
They're from Earth. They're from Mother Earth. They're not from Mars. They're not from Jupiter.
You've got the rosy glasses on again with the big melting pot, and everybody's going to be. That's not true.
No. The aliens,
I tell you what's happening.
The aliens I know are the ones they say are out of space. I don't believe in aliens on Earth. I believe in one people, one race.
Well, you're against words then. You're against descriptions. So whatever.
You maybe, but I don't believe in hating people because not wanting people in my country because they're from another country. I think that's a bit much, don't you think?
I said I already made it clear that I'm not against people because of the colour of their skin or where they're from. If they're here to get their head down and just live their life in peace and get on with it, but don't cause trouble. And there's plenty of cultures coming in that are causing trouble. We're watching it, you know.
So, okay, what do you say about the people that have experienced racism in Ireland?
I'm sorry for them. You know, in every country around the world, you're gonna meet a prick every now and again. You know.
So if you see someone on the street abusing someone because of their skin color or their nationality, what would you say?
I'd step in and defend the person who's being bullied. I'm against bullying.
But you are bullying races of people coming into Ireland by saying they're not welcome.
No, we're against this.
You're doing the same thing that they are doing, but you're just doing it online.
I'm talking about the bigger picture of what's happening with the great replacement happening in Europe.
No great replacement.
The numbers coming in are going to decimate Irish culture and Irish society. That the Irish people are going to become a minority in their own homeland, and it's a fucking disgrace. It should never be allowed to happen.
What do you think of the Irish people who migrated to other countries?
In small numbers, they never made any demographic changes to the host country, and they never caused any problems. They got their heads down and worked like donkeys. Right.
Wait, does anybody on the live know how many Irish people are in America today? Does anybody know how many Irish people are in America today? Can anyone throw a number up? Because I think there's millions of Irish people in America.
Well, the diaspora and the descendants of the Irish, it's America is its own trendsetter, right? So there's multiples of millions of people. But the whites are becoming a minority in America now. There are a lot of people descended from Irish blood. Yes, I'd give you that. That's true, right?
Yeah.
But I mean, America is a special cultural experiment, and it always has been. So it's always been
an experiment. Why is it an experiment for people to unite and become one?
Do you not think I believe in one love too? I believe in one love too. But all this,
I actually don't believe you believe in that.
Well, you can take it or leave it. You know, you can say what you like about me.
It's from what you said.
I told you at the start, the bottom line underneath all this, there is an unspoken will to have everybody okay. I want everybody to be okay. That's my underlying philosophy.
But you're saying you don't want people to migrate to Ireland because...
I think the numbers coming in is damaging to Ireland. I think African people should stay in Africa and build Africa for the Africans. They should accept the aid, the trillions in aid, by the way, that has come from the West to help them develop their countries. They should use the money wisely and build their own countries. It's their homeland, and that's what they should do.
Do you know who gets the money when it's sent to Africa?
Yeah, it's a corrupt to the core with fucking black tin pot dictators and everything. It's all corrupt, right?
So why are you saying they should accept and build their country?
I'd love to see the black people in Africa should accept the aid that they're given and work hard to build the utopia that they could have. Africa could be a paradise for the African people if they just stuck with it.
6.8 million Irish people in America today.
Okay, so?
And that's not damaging to America.
No, they haven't been a negative presence in America at all, I don't think. They've been welcomed with open arms.
How do you know?
I know world culture. Like, I'm not stupid.
There's never been Irish gangs in America. Has there not been Irish gangs in America?
I'm sure there have been. Is
that not negative? If we're gonna go there, is that not negative?
Yeah, it is. It is. And you see all the Irish, all the illegal Irish in America, they should be booted out of America and sent back to Ireland. Kick their asses out. They don't legally belong there. All the criminals, all the foreign immigrants coming in doing crime in the country should be booted out straight away.
Oh, so you want the criminals back in Ireland?
Well, we'll deal with them. If they're Irish, we'll deal with them. But they don't, as an illegal alien in America doing crime, if that's what you're about, then you get booted out, and it's fair. That's the law. So bring them back here and let them fucking deal with the Irish. The Irish will deal with the Irish. And I'd say the same for all the African gangs on the Dublin streets. Send them all back to Africa and let fucking Africa deal with them.
Wow.
That's racist. It's okay for me to say about the Irish, but when it comes to black people, all of a sudden it's a problem.
No. I've said wow to the same thing you said about Irish.
Is it not fair that an illegal alien who has no legal right to be in a country, who's committing crime, should be kicked out of the country?
I mean, I think if you're causing trouble, you should be punished for it.
And do you think we have a fair justice system in Ireland?
Do you think you have a fair justice system?
There's a two-tier system that the white man is being persecuted and the black man is being given kid gloves and he's getting.
I can't answer the fair justice system.
We were talking about the kid.
I'm currently going through a case with the justice system for, abuse by the guards and racism and discrimination. So I can't really say yes. It's a
no fucking surprises there. Well, what about the kid that we were talking about earlier on? The kid that stabbed the white kid. Do you know what they did with him? Instead of being accused of attempted murder, he was said he assaulted the guy. Right, a lesser charge. Right, that's bullshit.
I think it's bullshit that a 15-year-old boy was stabbed by a 35-year-old man and the man got acquitted.
That is bullshit. That the guy should. I'd put the death penalty on him. Bring back the death penalty. That's what I'd say, and sort this crime out once and for all.
So, you want people to die, basically.
If you're the kind of man who goes around willy-nilly taking life, then let your life be taken.
So right? You don't believe in putting people in prison for crimes they committed?
I believe in putting people in prison for crimes. There are certain serious crimes that should be penalised by death. Some heinous crimes, certain types of crimes, the punishment for them is death, and that's all you can do with them. They're irreparable.
Let me read some of the comments.
Sorry. Can I just say before you go to the comments, that girl, the fucking lesbian with the glasses, the typical glasses, talking about how great Sweden is. Fucking Sweden is a leftist.
Why are you calling her a lesbian?
She said she's lesbian.
Yeah, but why are you putting it out?
Oh, she's allowed to say she's lesbian, but I'm not allowed to appoint.
You're saying fucking lesbian. Like, why are you like doing that to her? Why?
It's the descriptor that she used for herself.
You could, yeah, but you're not.
Well, they both look very the same with the glasses. They both look very the same. They were both English with glasses.
But you're not. You're not saying it in a nice way. You're being passive aggressive.
Passive aggressive.
You're being
and what were they?
basically being aggressive towards her because she's a lesbian. I don't understand. Am I right or am I wrong?
No.
Because she's a lesbian and she's from England.
I described her as a lesbian with the glasses from England, right? Not the force girl. I didn't describe her as being from England. The lesbian with glasses, I said. She was harping on about how great Sweden is. Sweden is a left-wing cesspit and the country is destroyed. If any of the countries in Europe are going to become Muslim states, an Islamic state, it's going to be Sweden. Because the left have destroyed Sweden. It's the rape capital of the world now because of the Muslim immigrants.
Wow.
That's the truth.
Wow.
It's a wow, that's a fact.
Says you.
Well, as far as I know, the information I've come across, I trust it's good and true.
So Muslims created rape?
I didn't say that, did I?
So why are
you're trying to clutching at straws, these big what ifs. What if he's saying this and what if he's saying that? You're trying to twist things out of context.
I'm not trying to twist anything.
What I said is because of Muslim immigration into Sweden at the hands of the left-wing governments, Sweden is now the rape capital of Europe. It's second in the world to rape.
You're trying to put in my mind and other people's minds that Muslims are rapists.
There's a pattern to be identified there. That's what I'm saying.
And there's no
Like she's talking,
pattern to be identified with racism in Ireland.
she's talking about how great fucking Sweden is. It's a typical fucking lefty. Like, what conversation can you have with them? You know,
But we're
they
talking
fucking
about Ireland here. Do you see a pattern of racism in Ireland?
No, I don't actually. No, I don't. I see Irish people being Irish.
Can I ask, why don't you see that?
I don't
Why
see it.
can't you see that?
Look, she said I never experienced racism in my life because I'm Irish and I'm white, right? I'm Irish.
That's
I've
very
had a
true.
knife.
I agree.
I've had a knife to me throat twice in my life at the hands of a coloured person, right? The first was in school at a Muslim, and the second was in Spain, a black Moroccan. 2 times I had a knife to me throat because I was white. So don't talk to me about not experiencing racism.
Taken from that now and what you've been saying about Muslims, I feel like maybe there's a chance that you said something to them that was very offensive and that happened to you.
Oh, so it's the white man's fault all of a sudden.
No, I said you. Not anybody else, you. I said you said something to this person that...
Well, with me hand on my heart, I'm sitting here, right, as an honest man. I came online to talk to you as an honest man. Hand on my heart, I swear I didn't say anything.
Okay, can you elaborate on why he put a knife to your neck?
I think the young man, his name was Mazar, when he was coming into his teens, his hormones were kicking in, that he wanted to be the big man, and he was engaged in Islamic culture, right? He was from a predominantly Islamic community, so I think he was trying to be the big man with the fucking, you know, the jihad against the infidel kind of thing, that he decided to put shit on me and pull out a knife and put it to my throat, right? That was the one. That was the one.
Just for that reason, he decided.
I don't know his reasons. I don't know his reasons for doing it, but
It's kind of hard to believe, bro.
Right, you can clutch at straws, try and say it's something that I did, right? You can clutch at straws, but I'm telling you, I had a knife to my throat, and it doesn't matter what I did. Does any man ever deserve to have
Where did that happen? Where did that happen in Ireland?
It happened in Birmingham, in the multicultural shithole that Birmingham is, right? The second one was in Spain. I was sitting with my family on a sunbed, minding my own business. When I was a young man, I used to lift the weights and I had a good physique, right? He honed in on me. Out of all the people in the pub, he honed in on me and he pulled out a knife and he says, if you want a fucking problem, I'll give you a problem, right? That was a black man from Morocco. I didn't say a word to him before that. I didn't even look at him funny, right? So don't tell me...
Multicultural shithole.
Multicultural shithole. That's what they are. They don't work. It's Angela Merkel said multiculturalism is a failed experiment. She declared that before.
Sounds like you're using words from Donald Trump.
Whatever. Or here we go with the Trump. I don't care about Trump. Trump is thousands of miles away. I don't really care.
Yeah, but he affects Ireland too when it comes to racism and discrimination.
He's a big bad guy. He's literally Hitler.
But you're speaking like Hitler.
I'm speaking as myself. And you can hold me to all my words. You can call me racist all you like. I don't care. I know where I stand on my nation and my race. I know where I stand.
All right, we'll get somebody else on to speak on what you just said.
Look, there's no point getting lefties on to fucking rag me and ridicule me to say he's a racist, cunt, this and that.
Listen, you're ridiculing other people.
That's exactly what they just did.
Listen, not because I'm calm doesn't mean I'm not offended. I'm just able to have a conversation with. I'm interested and curious to have a conversation with someone who thinks the complete opposite of what I do. I'm offended by what you said. You know what I mean? But I'm just not expressing it right now the way I feel like I could. You get me?
Do you feel like doing violence? I'm wondering.
No. Don't put words in my mouth or things in my head. I think for myself.
That was a joke.
Yeah. And that's another thing. You just said I'm thinking about violence. That's racist.
Is it? Am I stereotyping you?
You're stereotyping me because I'm a black man.
And do you think I did that sarcastically as a joke?
Because I said I'm offended. Now you feel like I want to be violent towards you. Like I'm stupid. I don't have a brain.
Would you never tune in to the idea that I was being sarcastic and having a joke?
This is I don't even know if you're being sarcastic at this point. I don't know if you're joking at this point. It's not as she said, it's not a joke, and to me, it's not a joke.
Well, you're taking life too seriously. I'd say calm down
No,
and
I'm
get with the
taking
program.
this conversation is very serious. This is not a joke, man. You know, if you're taking this as a joke, that means you're offending me because I brought you on this live to talk about something serious, and you're making a joke out of
Well,
it.
I'm trying to be
I don't
peaceable
find
with
it
you.
as a joke.
I'm trying to be peaceable, which is, you see, the subject of the Great Replacement is a very serious subject to me too. I'm offended by that. Nobody gives a fuck about me though.
Nobody's replacing you, man. You're living. You're alive.
In the UN document on migration from the third world, it's described as replacement migration. Our
You know the
numbers are
children of
falling
Ireland
rapidly.
doesn't. You know the children of Ireland doesn't think like you. They don't
The
think
children
like
of
you.
Ireland have done the long march through the institutions. They've been brainwashed by Marxism.
They haven't been brainwashed. They've been educated.
Educated, yeah.
Yes, they have
Yeah,
been educated. They've been taught well. They've been taught to respect people and taught to have an open mind, not a closed mind. Some of them actually fight with their parents because they think different from them. I've had friends. I grew up with Irish people. I had friends that I couldn't even go to their house
oh
because
yeah.
their
Can
parents
you
were
imagine it?
racist.
Can you imagine a world without white people? Let's keep an open mind. It's an interesting
No, I
topic, isn't it?
can't. No, I can't. No, I can't because the world is for everyone. I don't believe in hate, man. And don't
I've
try and
been
put
tuned in.
words in my mouth.
I've been tuned into this topic for some time now, and all the information I get is telling me that there's an agenda against the white man to kill him off. Right?
Mm.
Look at Count Richard von Coudenhove-Kalergi, the Kalergi plan. You know about that? It's to have the European races as mocha-coloured mixed race. There's no white people, right? It's an agenda against the white people to get rid of the white people. That's a deliberate agenda. That's what's happening.
By who?
By the globalist elites and the left, who are Marxists, who
And
hate the
how is that going to
capitalists,
be? How is that even going to be?
they hate the cis white man, right? The Christian straight white man, the capitalist, right? They hate him completely. They want him dead and gone. That's the
All
truth.
right, somebody else is trying to get on the live. Hit that button if you want to talk.
Well, look, I'm gonna let you go on and talk shit about all you want. I have things to do now.
Same here, but we have to finish this
Would you mind
conversation and
if I
letting
leave you with?
everybody have a fair shot of speaking, just like you. You can't just come on and tell everyone what you feel and then just walk away. It doesn't work like that.
No, that's not fair. There's a couple of callers that have come on. I've listened. I haven't been.
There was two callers that came on.
I've listened to another couple of opinions. I can't stay here all night. If you wouldn't mind, I'd like to bow out in peace, leave you in peace, and just get on with me day, if that's okay.
Anyway, talk to you later. Adam Thompson.
How's it going?
How are you, bro?
I'm good. I've just heard your man then. What was the guy's name? Was the guy I asked
Psycho Kitty.
Psycho Kitty, and he's calling other people's names, yeah? So I hope he doesn't mind me speaking as an Englishman or somebody who lives in Ireland as well, or else is he going to get on his high horse about that? But this guy was saying about net migration, talking about people from Africa coming into Ireland. The largest population of immigrants coming into Ireland are Irish, returning. After that, this is true. And after that, it's then people from other parts of the EU, places like Denmark, Germany, so the more affluent places in Europe. I think this guy, fair play to the guy for coming on and stepping up and saying, look, he wants to get involved in the conversation. But if you're going to be coming to a conversation, don't be coming in with your memes, your fake news. You better be armed with facts, especially when I'm sat there. I mean, some of the things they were saying, I'm from the Midlands in England, near Birmingham, where he talked about the problem of multiculturalism there. I will tell you now, if you read about the history of the Irish in Birmingham, it's a place which has largely protected the Irish there. But he talks about how he doesn't want people to come over and migrate to Ireland but he has an issue when he wasn't received well in a different country.
Yeah.
So I come on, man.
What I found confusing.
And that's the thing. And I respect the fact the guy wants to have a conversation and understand. Not many people are willing to do that. But come on, man, you can't be saying that stuff. You know, he's wrong. I think it kind of sums up a lot of the comments that I'm saying. I mean, bringing in something that Angela Merkel said 10 years ago, look, the world's changed a lot, even in the last 4 years, you know. So, exactly. I mean, that's not something that you can be hanging your hat on, you know. So,
exactly.
Yeah, it's just amazing, and I do understand. I mean, like, look, the when you look back at, you see some of the signs that were on. They used to be up in the shops and the B&Bs in like in London, saying, you know, no blacks, no dogs, no Irish. It's without a doubt there's racism towards Irish, but then,
of course.
But if you look back at what like Daniel O'Connell was saying when he was talking, when you know, Frederick Douglass was brought over, he said to the Irish that were migrating to America, these are your kin. The black people are your kin. These are the people who have been oppressed, like you've been oppressed by the British. Yeah. That's, for me, is the attitude. There's a really good podcast there, which I'll point people into direction for. Perhaps if they listen to it, you know, it might just help with the understanding that actually the Irish and the black people have a lot of parallels in terms of two oppressed people. And if you even go into, you go to Jamaica, the second biggest influx of people from into Jamaica were Irish. The first was West Africans. The second was the Irish. So again, that just shows you the parallels that goes in. And he was talking about Irish gangs. They literally made a film about Irish gangs. I don't know if you've heard of it. It's called Gangs of New York.
Yeah, I watched it.
and it's based on an original book. And on this original book, it talks about how it becomes such a hot center of migrant groups coming to New York, the new land or whatever, that everyone had a gang because everybody was fighting for their piece of the pie. We're talking newspapers. We're talking the fire departments. If you actually look at one scene from that film, they're fighting over who's going to actually put out the fire. These were true. Everyone was fighting. So it's human nature. It's not race nature. It's human nature in that case. So I think that guy, you know, while I respect he's gone into a debate, he needs to be coming up with more.
He was kind of denying the fact that they were he was saying that Irish moved around the world and never did anything wrong to the world, basically. So I just said I'd mention like situations where gangs were formed in America, and he even blew past that immediately. He didn't even want to elaborate on that. You know, he was like basically, oh, Irish are great. Irish are okay. They are great Irish people, but don't say one race of people are bad and then the other, your race is better because, you know, you feel that way. That's from your point of view. I'm saying when it comes to migration, everyone migrated. You can't tell the world not to come as one because we're more connected now in this generation. We're more one. You understand? So when it comes to migrating to other countries and living together, you can't stop it. You know, it's not going to stop. And you as a person and his group and him as a person are fighting an uphill battle because when they're doing that, they're actually separating people in Ireland. And they think that they're actually succeeding in their cause, you know, which confuses me.
I mean, it's difficult to take someone serious who's called Psycho Kitty and has a picture of a cat. Like, if you're going to be taken serious, be serious, step up. But they always hide behind an avatar. They always hide. Yeah. And I'm like, why you got to hide? If you believe in what you say so much, you've got nothing to hide. But that's how to hide. And listen, if he wants to, how far he wants to go and wants to talk about immigration, the whole country of Ireland has been shaped by immigration, going right back to the Vikings. Dublin is based on the Vikings. Boya Aha Clear. Is that right? Did I say that right? It refers to the original Viking name of the town of Three Fords, is it? With the bridge, it's a reference. So every other town, when you see on the number plates, it's Irish, but that one sticks to it's Viking
roots.
So yeah, Viking roots. How far do you want to go? Like, it's mad. Like, but that's it. I mean,
he's in denial.
But look, we can make it about one person all you want, but he is. A lot of what he's saying is what a lot of people are sharing, so I don't actually want to single it out to one person. The one thing that I'm seeing at the moment is I want people. I'm hearing a lot of people who go, they keep saying, I'm not racist, but white lives matter too, or all lives matter. So then I'm thinking to myself, how do we make these people understand? So throwing it down their throat is not going to make them understand.
Yeah.
But educating them and saying, look, and the reality is, I don't know if you believe, but we will not be able to achieve anything, any equality, without the help of white people who hold those positions, who traditionally, I should say, hold those positions of influence. We talk about the Irish there. If you look at the positions that Irish have in American governance, American government, in the courts, that's where the influence is now. And so
exactly.
it can't be achieved alone as one race. It'll never work. It won't. It needs help. And the good thing I'm seeing is when, I went to the march a few weeks back, and I saw one thing summed it up was a lad. It was an Irish lad. And sorry, just got out there. It says one lad said he couldn't make, his girlfriend couldn't make the march because she was working. She was from Jamaica. So he came on her behalf. He was a white guy. And I thought, that sums it up for me. That's brilliant that he did that.
Yeah.
So.
Yeah.
That's all I got to say.
There's a lot of Irish history when it comes to like the Caribbean. And I know that because in Jamaica, there's a lot of names after. Well, most of our names are Irish. We have O'Connor, we have O'Doherty, we have Irish Town, we have pubs, we have O'Connell Street, we have Clonmel, all these places in Jamaica that refers to Ireland, So that's why, me personally, I found him like annoying because like what he's saying doesn't fit with who I am or what I believe in or how I was raised. You get me? So it was
I understand completely.
Yeah. And it's not only him, as you said, it's not only him, there's a lot of people who think like him, and that's why I kind of gave him the platform to express himself so people can actually see how certain people think when it comes to race in Ireland,
But that's what it is that I don't want it to be a debate where people feel they've got to be cut off. Like people feel like, oh, I can't do it. I want people who don't understand to have that so they can learn and be educated. And it's something which you have to have more people involved in that conversation, or else what will happen is it'll just be one side shouting at the other side, and just nobody gets no better. Like some of the things that he was saying there, they were complete untruths. And that's it. It's taken me 15 seconds to go and completely shut down something which is a lie. But it's how easy the information gets out there. I think the media has a large part to play on that, particularly when we're into clickbait culture, where people are reading a 280 character tweet and they think that's what it's about. That's all the detail. And there needs to be a lot. There needs to be more that's done by that. But I'm certainly seeing I see myself. A lot of people, I think, feel perhaps excluded by the movement with the name. But I think if you were to say to these people, do you believe that black people should get equality? I think most people were like, yeah, absolutely. But perhaps it's something where we've got to be explaining what the movement is behind the name, helping people understand. And the biggest thing is, I don't believe in punishment. I believe in education, educate people. help them change their minds, because you're not going to change people's minds on force. You have to help them understand themselves and feel like they come to that
make it worse
themselves. Yeah.
In fact, you could probably make it worse by forcing them.
Yeah,
And that's why I let him on, and that's why I didn't, start a screaming match with him, because I feel like other people are here also to chime in and put their opinions and let him know, look, I'm not the only one who thinks opposite of you. There's other people also who thinks different, and people like him who have their opinions are not too jumpy to share their ideologies or their opinions online like he was. And I respect him for that, but I don't respect his views, and that's my point,
Do you feel that, a question for you, that you have to keep a lid on, say if some of the things that we said would be natural for you to get angry, for any black person to be angry, do you feel you have to keep a lid on it because you don't want to be tied as the black guy with the chip on the shoulder, which seems to be...
that's what they call that. They call me that every day. Yeah.
You've got a bad attitude. You see it in football, and if a player doesn't want to pull the weight, and it's a black player, they've a bad attitude. They've a bad attitude, and then I feel like it's just working away from that narrative, and certainly I feel that there's times that I feel I could go off on a subject, and I have to hold it, because it's like you get tired, particularly when you're black, as you've got a chip on your shoulder, and it's unfair. It's unfair. It's what I'm tired with as well,
He was trying to pull me out many times, bro. Many times he's tried to say, oh, am I gonna get aggressive?
Yeah.
Am I gonna get violent? Things like that. He was trying. Trust me, I know. I understand it a little bit, so I understand how to keep my cool in certain situations. I'm not really a big fan of letting people online drop me out. You get me?
No, it's it. I mean, if you go and look at the Black Lives Matter protest, which was due to happen last Saturday, and it ended up being all the football lads going down. That was a draw out. They knew exactly what they were doing. They were going down there. They were trying to go for conflict. And the best move they did was by going, you know what, if we delay this by a week, those guys that were coming down, they're going to be watching football, and we were able to go and do our thing in peace. And the best decision they made was delaying it by a week. And that just goes to show. That just goes to show like what can be done. So and how careful it is, and every opportunity. I look at even the narrative of like the march in Dublin, how it went from, look at these people, I heard they're idiots. This was everyone in March. They were idiots. They're going to cause a second wave. They're going to do this. They're going to do that. A week later, we saw the queues at Pennies, and the narrative was softened. And then you're seeing more people out having parties in streets, and all of a sudden it's gone from they're going to spread it to completely being diluted. It's no longer spreading to, I'll just let people have fun. And it was funny that the demographic of the people that were out changed along with that narrative. But
exactly.
But I won't keep you anymore, man.
Thank you for coming on. Thank you for coming on. Thank you guys for watching as well. We'll be back anyway. For more discussions. I originally started this conversation on Facebook called Irish Around the World. And basically what happened was I posted an opinion saying there's racism in Ireland. And then everyone started attacking me. Everyone started saying, oh, you're the racist, you're this, you're that. So I said, instead of attacking me, let's have a discussion thread. Most people started just being completely offensive and rude. So I said, okay, let's take it over to Instagram to talk about it with more people that are, a bit more worldly, instead of one group of Irish people who think a certain way. And we found out that group was more left-wing. sorry, right wing. Found out that group was mostly right wing, and then eventually I had some people who jumped in and defended me. But I realized that, you know, I can bring this conversation over to Instagram and more people can, you know, chime in and become a part of something that may be able to educate and change minds of the closed-minded or open minds of the closed-minded people. But thank you guys so much. God bless you for chiming in, and respect to you and one love. Remember, keep spreading that message and don't stop. Don't let up. You know what I mean? We're on the upside right now to to take away all the hate from the planet. You know, it's one love, guys. Trust me. I believe in you if you believe in me. That's just how the world is. That's what I believe in. You know. Big up to you, Lil Blondie. Big up to Alexa. Thank you for chiming in, for jumping in on the live. Respect. I hope to see you guys next time. Big up.